Hey guys, it's Two Finger. If I can get my camera to stay working, I'm going to attempt to make this chunk of wood, I believe it's cocobolo. I'm going to make it into a homemade wooden pen. Anyway, stay with me and we'll see what we can get. Okay, so these are all the individual pieces of the pen, the kit. This is the writing part itself that holds the ink with the ballpoint. The clip, pocket clip. This is the mechanism that makes the twist part work, twist pin. And then the end pieces, and these are the two tubes that'll go inside of the wood to make up the separate twist pieces for the pin. Alright, the first thing I got to do is take this wood and these collars, and I'll cut this wood down to the right length, make it the same length of these collars, and I have two of these, but I'll cut these down to the right length, and then I'll take a 7mm drill bit and I'll drill a hole through the center of this. Then these will slide down through the center of it and just super glue them in place. We'll kind of rough it up, super glue it in place, and then I have this barrel end trimmer that cleans up all the glue and gets the wood flush with the end of the barrel. Whew, some tough wood. Okay, I've got my holes drilled and I've got the barrels slid in there. I've got them glued in. I've taken the barrel cleaner and I turned it to where the wood is even with the end of that, and it cleans out all the super glue down inside the tube. You want to make sure all that's out of there. And like I said, this is cocobolo wood, and if you go messing with some of these foreign woods or some of these specialty types, some people are allergic to the oils in them, so just be aware of that. But just make sure that you know whether you are or not before you mess with it. But anyway, I've got them down to where they're flush with that. I'll get it set up on the lathe and then we'll start turning. Okay, I've got it all. Got my wood set on the mandrel on the lathe here. I've got my two pieces. This is just a mandrel that comes with a kit, and I don't know if you can see. It's all fastened with this knurl nut. These 7mm bushings go in between each one. And you tighten it up real good so when the lathe comes on, like so, everything turns with it. And I'll get started turning that. And let's see if I can set you up here. As you can see, I've got a mask, goggles. Some of that wood is bad to breathe in. This is one of them that I've heard that there are people that are allergic to. I don't want to breathe any of it in for sure. So, I'll set you there and I'll show you some of the turning. I won't bore you with all of it, so we'll show you how we get started. Alright, here we go. some gloves on. Try to keep as much of the dust off me as I can. Here we go. Okay, so you get the idea. What we're doing is rounding this off. Bring this all down to where it's round to the same size as these 7mm bushings here. We want it all to be even through there. You can make whatever designs you want in the middle, but at the ends need to be the same as the 7mm bushings. Okay, now I've got the basic shape down. This is the end where the pin will be. I've got it kind of fatter right there for a little better grip. And this will be the top of the pin. What I'll do now is sand this all down with various grits all the way up to 12,000 grit. And then I'll put a little bit of a finish on it. I've got some stuff to finish it with. And I'll show you that here in a minute. We'll be right back. Okay, now I'll sand it down. What I normally do is I start with this 600 grit paper, and then I've got some special sandpapers, 1500, 2400, 3200, 3600, 4000, 8000, and then I'll finish up with a 12,000 grit. Once we do that, I'll put on our finish, which is this Hut Crystal Coat friction finish, and it's made for anything that you're going to be handling a lot, like pens and things like that. You put it on while it's turning and put it under friction, and it'll cause it to heat up and get a real good gloss on it, but I'll show you that as we go. Okay, that was our 600 grit, and with just that, it's pretty amazing how far it takes it down. But then when I get this other stuff on there, it'll be real good. Okay, here we go. We're going to start with the 1500 and move our way up. $2,400, $3,200. I don't know if you can pick it up in the camera, but it's already starting to get a shine to it. $3,600. It's about halfway there, and I'm going to stop and just look. Looking good, looking good. Alright, now we'll go to the 4,000. 8,000. Really starting to shine now. Finally, the 12,000 grit. Alright, now we've finished through all of our grits, and I don't know if you can see it yet, but that grain is really starting to stand out. Let's see if I can get my camera set right. Yeah, you may not be able to tell yet, but we'll get a better shot of it as it's getting closer to being finished. Okay, now I'm going to put this clear coat on here. Get it opened up, shake it up real well. I've just got an old towel that I put some on here. I'll get it started. This stuff really brings out the grains in this wood, and when I get the friction going on it, it really stands out. That's what you want. You want it to get hot with that friction. When it does that, it really starts to shine. Whew. It's almost hot enough I can't handle it. Alright. So there's what we got after the shine, or the buffing, I guess. I just can't get it to focus in good on that. There it goes. You can see the grain detail real well in it. Real pretty. I'll get this off the lathe and we'll start to do our final assembly on it. We'll be back. Okay, so now I've got all the parts laid out. I've got our two ends here. I've got the pin. This is the twist mechanism, and the pin, or the pocket clip, spacer for the center, and the end piece, the nose piece here. And I've got this press. It's made to press all these pieces in place. And once you have it in place, make sure everything's good and straight, and press everything together. So there's one end of it. And that we want a pocket clip on. Set it here. Take the little cap. We'll put it in our little press. It snaps in just like that. So now we've got our end. Okay. And this is kind of what it'll look like when we get done with it. Okay, get that good and tight. Hope you guys are being able to see this. We'll start our press in there. We'll press it in just a little ways. Like that, and then we'll test for her. Okay. A little more. It's been a little while since I've done these, so I can't really remember how far it's supposed to go. But it doesn't hurt to be sure if you want it to look good. Okay, you can see where we're at here. We're just barely sticking out. And let's see, we're just barely sticking out there. I want it to go just a little bit further, so we'll go a little about. Got it right there. You can see the end of it comes out and comes to rest just about where you'd want it for when it comes out to right with. I think we'll leave it there. I mean, it's just coming out past the edge of it there, the crown of it, I guess you might say. Alright, so now we've got this assembled. Our centerpiece slides over the middle here, and then our top piece just presses on by hand. So now we've got a really nice handcrafted wooden pen. Look good on anybody's desk. Slimline twist type. A nice pocket clip. And believe it or not, they write pretty well too. So they're fun to make though. Really nice grain in it. Should be a good writer. Okay, so here in my kitchen, I don't know if you can tell. This is the one I just made. You can see the grains in it a little better. The lighting's just not real good. But this is one I made before, and I can't remember if it's Bocati or Bocati Cocobolo wood. I don't remember which one. I think it's the Bocati. But this guy here, this one's made out of lace wood. You can really see the detail in it. It's got a lot of pretty pattern in it. If you get it just right, it'll look like a snake scales. But that's a real pretty one too. And then this one I made a long time ago. It doesn't shine as much anymore, but it's made out of a purple heartwood. But it's a pretty wood. You can't really see the color on video, but it's a real bright purplish color. Anyway, I bought these little cases that I like to keep them in, because I gave them as gifts a few times to family, but I like to just set them up on my shelves and show people what I can make with it. It's a pretty neat deal. Anyway, guys, if you're interested, I may do a giveaway for subscriptions. Once we reach a certain number, I may give a couple of these pens away if you're interested, and I'll let you know what kinds of other wood I have, and you can make the choice of what I make it with. Anyway, guys, subscribe to my channel. I'll put out some newer videos, and we'll talk to you later.